Welcome to the Ironwork Trading Show. I'm your host, Coach Price. What's happening, y'all? I hope y'all had a great day Tuesday, November 18th. But right now it's 3:39 a.m. Eastern Time, right? Wednesday, November 19th. Today is going to be interesting, right? I'm pretty sure we got NVDA earnings coming up. A lot of uncertainty in the market right now. That's right. We got a lot of uncertainty in the market. So I just want y'all to come on in, sit down, take a deep breath, lock in with me tonight or this morning, whatever you want to call it. Let me go ahead and send the live out to a few people before I get started. Let me send the live out real quick. There we go. Share the live out to a few people real quick. Let's see who online. All right, let me share the live real quick. Let me share my live out real quick, y'all. That shit sounded crazy. All right, y'all, I'm back. Had to make sure I shut the live out, right? All right, so I just want to go over a few things, what happened in the market Tuesday, explain why the fuck it mattered, teach you how to understand it, even if you're brand new to trading, right? I'm not going to assume you know anything. I'm going to teach you from the ground up. Because when you understand what's going on around you, you ain't got to be afraid. You ain't got to be scared. You stop being intimidated by it. You start seeing opportunities that's hiding inside of all the noise when you're in the market. Now, tonight is not just a recap. It's a full class. It's a breakdown of the market, the news, the psychology, the players, the risk, the expectations, the emotions, the trends, the global forces. All right, we're going to talk about the political moves, all of it. I'm going to explain it in plain English, no textbook language. I ain't going to use big words. I know some of y'all get a little confused, but I'm going to make it real simple, right? We're going to start from the beginning. The U.S. stock market fell. I don't know about China. I don't know about Europe. All I know is the U.S. stock market fell. I do track the global market, but yeah, we looking at the U.S. market right now. It wasn't just a little dip. It was a real pullback. Now, the S&P 500 dropped over 1.5%, if I'm not mistaken. The NASDAQ dropped more than 2% for sure. All right, so a lot of big technology fell. The names that have been holding the entire market up took a hit. Tariq said, man, I've been watching you since you had a whole other username for TikTok. Tariq, what you mean? Back when I was the Money Magnet Militia? Was you watching me back when I was the Money Magnet? The Money Magnet Militia. Man. Yeah, we the money magnet militia where we don't chase money, we don't chase wealth. If you chasing it, it's running from you. We attract it like magnet. Don't trip. We still the money magnet militia, just a little bit more grown. You know what I'm saying? Iron worth trading, where iron sharpens iron over here. You feel me? But yeah, I just wanted to make sure that we know what we're dealing with right now as far as the whole market and how it took a hit. So I know if you knew, you might be thinking, why? What happened? What is this? Why does all this shit matter? Like, why did everything fall at the same time? And that's exactly what I'm here to explain to y'all. So the first thing you got to understand is this. The market don't move because of one headline. I'm going to say it again for the people in the back. The market does not move because of one headline. The market moves because of the weight of everything happening at once. All right, I want you to think of the market like a giant table. When too many heavy things get put on one side of the table, it starts to tilt. And eventually things slide off the table, right? Today was one of those days where pressure built up from multiple directions, really. All right, so I'm gonna walk you through this shit. The technology sector, especially AI stocks, they have been running extremely hot for months. They've been going up for months. We've been making money for months. Everybody has been pouring money into AI names like NVDA, AMD, SMCI, right? Super microcomputer. Whoever's sending them likes, I appreciate you. Nah, for real. Appreciate you, man. Gratitude. Everybody else, I'm going to need y'all to tap the screen too as well. Thank you. I appreciate it. What happens is it pushed the live out to a larger audience. I also need y'all to hit the follow button and the notification bell so you don't miss another live stream. Prices have been rising so fast on those technology stocks I just named that they started to get what people call stretched. Right? They call it stretched when the prices do that. That simply means the price has gotten too far ahead of fundamentals. I mean, like the prices just don't match what the company making. It's like when someone start running downhill and they going so fast that their legs can barely keep up. One wrong step and the momentum is going to trip them. Now, when prices are stretched like that, any small negative trigger can spark a sell-off. And today, well, not today, yesterday, Tuesday, because right now it's 3 o'clock in the morning for Wednesday. But when that happened, that's what we saw. It was a lot of triggers. So Bitcoin dipped below 90K, right? And a lot of motherfuckers might be saying, what does Bitcoin have to do with technology stocks? The connection is Bitcoin is a risk asset. Do y'all know what a risk asset is? When Bitcoin drops sharply, it sends a signal that risk appetite is cooling, right? Cooling down, and people gonna start getting nervous. When people get nervous, they reduce exposure to the hottest, most overextended parts of the market, and that includes AI. All right. Then you had a political uncertainty coming from the comments that Orange Man made. Right? A political uncertainty. Expect those to happen whenever politics open their mouth about some shit they really shouldn't be talking on. But he says he knows who he wants as the next Fed chair. But he claiming someone is blocking him from firing Jerome, right? He trying to get rid of Jerome and Rome. He trying to get rid of Jerome Powell. Now, whether you agree or disagree with Trump, it don't matter. Not for what I'm talking about. Not for what I'm talking about tonight. The market only care about stability. And when leadership at the Federal Reserve becomes uncertain, everything connected to interest rates is going to get shaky. And interest rates affect the entire stock market. That's why we talking about it. Interest rates affect the entire stock market because they determine the cost of borrowing money. So when traders hear that, when we hear the future Fed leadership might change in unpredictable ways, we gonna pull back. Then you had the news about Saudi Arabia being approved to buy large amounts of advanced AI chips from American companies like NVIDIA and AMD. Now you might think that sound like good news. I mean, and it is for the for the long term, but markets don't always react to headlines based on logic. Sometimes the shit react based on timing. And when the market already feeling nervous, even when we hear good news, that shit can create confusion. Especially if it got people asking questions about competition and global strategy and geopolitics. You know what I'm saying? And how the United States technology is being used overseas. I mean, it ain't like we not using their technology over here either, right? Yeah. On top of all that shit, right? Hold on, let me share the live out to a few people. They always tell me, "Hey, share the live to me when you go live. Hit the notification bell. Hit the notification bell." 1 second, y'all. Let me share the live out. All right. All right. So on top of all that, we got NVDA earnings coming out. What do y'all think about NVIDIA earnings? Do they got what it take to save the market? What do y'all think? Talk to me. Talk to me. Come on in the live. Thank you for giving me the 1.1K on the likes. I'm pretty sure it's probably 1 or 2 people. Thank y'all. I appreciate you. Gratitude. But yeah, we got NVIDIA earnings coming up. Sure hope they do. I know that's right, Tariq. I'm going to make something clear, though. NVIDIA is not just another technology stock. I done told y'all this before. This is the heart of the AI movement. They make the chips that power everything. ChatGPT, Google's Gemini, Meta AI system, Tesla's autonomous driving platform, Amazon's cloud AI services. The list goes on. I can keep going. Microsoft artificial intelligence engines, government defense systems, looking at systems, scientific research computers, all of it. I get the stuttering when I think about it. If AI is a city, NVIDIA is the power plant. If NVIDIA stumble, the entire AI market is going to shake. So this is what already happened. Pretty much the market was stretched. Bitcoin fell. We don't know who the fuck finna be running the feds for like as far as Jerome Powell getting fired. We got AI valuations high. They was high, and NVIDIA is reporting today. So this combination, all this shit can make us nervous. And when we nervous, we don't wait. We sell first and we ask questions later. And that's pretty much what happened Tuesday. That's exactly what we saw. We saw a heavy selling. A gap down at the open. Then momentum pushed the shit lower through the session. Let's see what happened on spot. Let's look at it real quick. Well, yeah, this is a 4-hour time frame, so either way it go, you can't really see it on this chart. You know what I'm saying? You can't really see it on that chart. We had a gap down at the open, though. Y'all can open up your charts, and you can look at it. Momentum pushed lower throughout the session. Big money, the institutions, they start unloading shares, right? They start unloading shares, and then when the volume rises on a down day, that's a sign that the selling isn't coming from small retail traders. It's coming from the big players. Hedge funds, mutual funds, pension funds. When they sell, the markets fall fast. Now, I'm going to slow it down even more because I want every beginner that's listening to understand the psychology behind this. Most people think the stock market fall because companies suddenly become bad. That's not how this shit work. It's not how it work. Companies don't change in one day. Y'all know that, right? I'm going to tell you what do change. Emotion. The way we feel about this shit. What changes is confidence and our perception. People don't sell because a business became worthless. We sell because we became uncomfortable, unsure, or afraid. Literally. Fear and greed are the real forces behind market movement. Do y'all know that? Did y'all know that? You know that, Mike. Fear and greed are the real forces behind the market movement. Looking at us. And today was a fear day. The fear was not extreme, but it was fear nonetheless. It wasn't panic. It wasn't a crash, but it was the kind that build up when the price has been going up too long, too fast, with too much expectations attached to it. MSTR prediction for November. Well, Bitcoin is going down. So I already told you back in July that Bitcoin was going to do this. We just thought it was going to happen in October. And yeah, we just we had an early prediction, and you know, during the summer we were saying that Bitcoin was going to drop back down to like 70, 60, 50K. I want to say anywhere between 50 to 70K. And we were going to buy puts on everything Bitcoin related, right? And nothing, let me make sure I'll give you this disclaimer. Nothing in this live stream is financial advice. This is for educational purposes only, right? So when I say things like that, I'm just telling you what is my plan. We buying puts on Bitcoin, on anything Bitcoin related, right? And then we're going to take that money and we buying the bottom of Bitcoin, because we know that the next leg up is going to be monumental from what we've already seen. Right? We don't know how crypto work yet. It's really still early, but I do know one thing. It's not going to stay down. I got a feeling we'll see a blow off top in the next few months. Yeah, Billy, I agree with you. I got a feeling too. Yeah, but fear and greed is what moved the market. You feel me? We're going to talk about the technical side. When the market had got several days in a row where it dropped on high volume, those days are called distribution days. You could think of them like footprints, y'all. It's showing you where the big institutions buying at. The NVDA, the S&P, they have now multiple distribution days stacked up. That means the rally is no longer clean. It is now wounded. It's not dead, but it's wounded. So a wounded rally is vulnerable, especially right now before major earnings like NVIDIA's. So that's why yesterday was not just a day to buy aggressively, right? When the market is uncertain, buying early is like walking across a frozen lake without checking the ice first. So it really was not a day to buy aggressively, but dollar cost averaging what is what you really want to do. You know, I ain't gonna tell you to buy aggressively, but it was definitely a great dip. You understand what I'm saying? But buying this earlier is like walking across a lake without checking if it's you know, you walking across a frozen lake. You got to make sure the ice ain't gonna break through, shawty. You know what I'm saying? You don't know if the ground beneath you can hold your weight. Today, you needed patience. You need discipline. Today was a day to watch, not chase. Abigail, dollar cost average. Every time, it don't matter what the price is, you should be strengthening your position, adding shares. Does that make sense? Abe, Nail, does that make sense? I hope is it Abigail? Abigail? I don't know. I'm butchering the hell out your name, but I hope you understand what I'm saying. All right. So if you new to trading, that's where I'm gonna start connecting all the dots for you that you've been missing. I'm not just telling you what happened. I'm trying to teach you, I'm teaching you why it happened, how it affects your future, and how to think like an investor instead of a gambler. You see what I'm saying? So from this point forward, we're going to break down every moving piece of the market environment in slow motion. All right. So you just stick with me. Stick with me. Because the next piece of this puzzle is understanding why the overall stock market react the way it do. You know what I'm saying? So whenever we see a day like the one we just had, when the stocks fall sharply, technology companies lead the fall. They are leading the decline. Big news headlines show up about politics, your ass is grass. The Federal Reserve, AI, cryptocurrency, we get news on all this shit, your ass is grass if you don't know what you're doing. A lot of beginners think that they are all unrelated events. But I want you to understand, I want you to understand and overstand really that the markets move based on a chain reaction of fear, optimism, confusion, expectation, etc. All this shit happening at the exact same time across millions of investors at the same time now, simultaneously. And that's why we're going to break down. That's what we're going to break down right now. I'm trying to get y'all. I want to stop using the word try. Every time I say try, I catch myself. Y'all catch me too, right? Each one teach one. Iron worth trading. That's what we're going to do. Now, earlier, the U.S. stock market dropped sharply. The S&P 500 fell. The NASDAQ got hit even harder. The Dow couldn't escape the pressure. And when the NASDAQ lead the drop, that's a sign that technology stocks are taking They taking the worst end of the ass whooping. They don't trade based on what they are today. Technology stocks, they do not trade based on what they are today. They trade based on what they might be tomorrow. They trade on imagination, possibility, and belief, right? Some real Disney Channel shit. Any questions? Any questions? When too many of y'all start believing too strongly, too quickly, well, too many of us, really, the prices can inflate far beyond what the company's real businesses can justify. That's what people mean when they think that this shit is in a bubble, or they talk about valuations being stretched. It means the price is high, not because of guaranteed performance, but because of high expectations. Do we need to see gold weakness for Bitcoin to go higher? No, we don't. We don't need to see gold weakness for Bitcoin to go higher. But whenever money is moved from one market, it usually goes to another. So when people start to doubt the expectations that I was just talking about, like about technology, even a little bit, the selling starts. And today, that's exactly what happened to the AI sector. Or yesterday. People are afraid that the AI story is getting too big too fast, y'all. They're afraid that companies like NVDA, AMD, Supermicro Computer, who else? And others, right? They're afraid that they might not be able to deliver these big ass explosive numbers that we all expecting them to deliver. So even before NVIDIA report earnings, the fear taking over. Carl said NVIDIA about to rip to the downside after earnings. Okay, well, it usually do, don't it? I ain't gonna lie. NVIDIA have a great earnings, and it won't mean a damn thing to the market. So even before they had the earnings, we start freaking out. But when we really don't know what's finna happen, right? When we don't know what's finna happen more than we do know, the money gonna move out. That's why you saw the sell-off yesterday, because a lot of people just don't know. But you just don't know. That's a part where a lot of beginners misunderstand. Like the Federal Reserve got more influence over the stock market than any president, any CEO. Do y'all hear me? You're yeah. I thought I had a slide of that boy. So why is the stock market selling off again? I just told you, uncertainty. The NVIDIA got earnings coming out, and people don't know what the hell finna happen. That's all. It wasn't random. It was pressure from uncertainty. Like when you connect the uncertainty to the political story that came out yesterday, the comments from Trump, like he was hinting that he's already chosen the next Federal Reserve chair, but he was claiming somebody blocking him from firing Jerome Powell. That's what I was just telling you. You got to understand that the Federal Reserve got more influence over the stock market than any president, bro. They got more influence than any CEO, any company. The Fed controls interest rates, and interest rates control the cost of money, y'all. When money is cheap, stocks go up. When money becomes expensive, stocks go down. That's the simplest way I can explain it. So when people hear that the next Fed chair might be somebody completely different, somebody who could push for lower rates, or somebody who might be pressured to keep this shit low, to keep, to satisfy political goals, and I don't know what the hell they got going on or what their agenda is. But either way it go, the market gonna react. Not because anything changed today or yesterday, but because the future now becomes less predictable. And we absolutely hate not knowing. As y'all know, how do you feel about not knowing as an investor? Raphael, I don't know who you pointing at and laughing, but let me see. In school, they used to give people wedgies and swirlies. You would have got a swirly, buddy. You know what I'm saying? Let me see. It says terrorist, bro. You spitting game for so long. No doubt, Tariq. No doubt. All right. So where we at? What we just talking about? The Fed chair. I just want y'all to know that, like, we hate not knowing, right? So the market don't need good news to go up. We do not need good news to go up. We need clarity. Yesterday we lost clarity, and that added to the sell-off. It's simple. It's simple. Now, when Trump started mentioning surprising names and conventional names, whoever he started mentioning for the role, it is not just political commentary. He ain't just talking, y'all. It is a signal. I repeat, a lot of the shit that he say is a signal. What is it a signal for, Coach? What is it a signal for, Coach Price? What are you talking about? Y'all better download Truth Social or Twitter or something. You know what I'm saying? Reddit. I don't know for what you download, but you need to figure out some type of way to stay tapped in. We don't care for the same reasons that everybody else cares for, right? We are executing we are using the power of execution to benefit, to be lucrative from the information. It's a signal. He's signaling that the Federal Reserve could shift direction dramatically in the future, depending on who ends up in charge. And the Secretary of the Treasury narrowing down the list to several candidates is going to create even more uncertainty because each of those names has a different reputation, a different style, and a different philosophy about interest rates. You got people like Bowman, and who else? Waller. I barely know these people. I do a lot of research, so I don't know them by the first name basis, and I can't remember them all. I know a couple of them, but they already inside the feds right now. Experienced, predictable. We know what we're gonna get from them. And then you got names like Warsh, a couple of other people I can't remember right now, but each one of them representing a very different type of leadership. The market don't know which path gonna be chosen. That's gonna create uncertainty. We're gonna pull back. I think we're not done going down, is what I'm saying. Unless NVDA save us. We're gonna connect this shit to the AI chip story that they, involving Saudi Arabia, because this is where global economics, technology, and politics all come together. So we potentially are approving here in the United States potentially approving the sale of tens of thousands of advanced AI chips to Saudi Arabia is not just a trade deal. This is not just a trade deal. What do you think of the AI bubble? I think that AI is super important and we're not necessarily in a bubble, but I do think that we might be hyping the fuck out of it. No, it is done. It is not done coming down. It'll keep crashing till they turn crypto on, says Michael Kent. I didn't say that. That's Michael Kent's words in the comment section. Buy the dip. Who's dipping other than Bitcoin, says the source. You should check out. Why in the hell?
Welcome.
What the
How are
hell?
you?
Oh my
Welcome.
lord.
Bro, what's going on, bro? I ain't accept them in. What did I press, y'all? Chat, what did I press?
Thank you.
Bye,
You
bye,
want the better,
buddy.
my friend?
Bye, buddy. No, get out of here, Habibi. Goodbye.
What works?
Goodbye, Habibi.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. Please exit, my
No
friend.
more.
Please exit, my friend.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. I appreciate it very much.
James, my friend, welcome. Thank you so much.
No, my
James,
friend. No,
how
my
are you,
friend.
my friend?
Leave right now. You mother
You're
sucker. Leave
welcome.
right now. I gotta make sure I don't press. I gotta stop just pressing buttons, chat. I can't just be. Right, I'm looking like Unc for real now. I'm just pressing shit. I don't even know what I pressed to even get him on the screen. I apologize. Y'all pardon me. They're gonna be all in my video now. It's all good though, y'all. My bad. Pardon me. It won't happen no more. Buy all the way down. LOL. Exit big stocks for small stocks like Seals SQ and WK. What are you talking about, Michael Kent? Dollar cost averaging. Get out of the big stocks. Get the small stocks. Okay, I get you. I see what you're saying. Dr. Gray says, what the hell? What the helly? The heliante? The hallelujah? All right. Anyways. So, yeah. The U.S. is approving tens of thousands of advanced AI chips being sold to Saudi Arabia. This is some geopolitical shit, y'all. This is a signal that the United States and Saudi Arabia are strengthening ties in the AI race. And whenever something like that happens, whenever something big like that happens, especially involving AI chips from NVDA, AMD, the entire semiconductor market is going to pay attention. This is a big ass win for companies like NVIDIA and AMD. Michael Kent says Seals Q is involved in those chips. Okay. All right. We're gonna, hey, listen. One thing I know, Mike, I'm gonna hear you out, Mike. I'm gonna hear you out, Mike. Mike said it's $5 right now. This is not financial advice. Is that the ticker, Mike? Is it Seal SQ? Because I've never heard of it. I'll do my due diligence on it. Ladies and gentlemen, always do your due diligence. Do your research. Don't never just buy some shit blindly because somebody told you about it. Thoughts on Intel and Vistra? Long-term, those are long-term opportunities. Of course, there may be some short-term opportunities within it, but those are ones that I don't know about Vistra, but those are ones that I'm leaving on my, Roth, Intel. They invert everything. LAES, they invert everything. I'll check them out, Mike. Like I said, I'll check them out. But yeah, NVIDIA gonna win off of a deal like that with Saudi Arabia. But right now the market is focusing on other shit. They not focused on wins. We focused on risk. Today, the bigger weight on the market was the fear of overvaluation. Y'all keep asking about the bubble. The fear that AI stocks have ran too far ahead of themselves. So even the positive news got overshadowed. We just didn't give a fuck. It's already priced in. And then we could talk about how the Meta ruling, because that story is a major factor in how the technology companies operate. So Meta winning its antitrust case means one thing. The United States government failed to prove that Meta's acquisitions of Instagram and WhatsApp created an illegal monopoly. I repeat, the United States government failed to prove that Meta buying Instagram and WhatsApp created an illegal monopoly. Did y'all know that Meta owns WhatsApp? That's news to me. That's news to me. But why does this matter, y'all? It matters because it gives Meta more power and stability. It signals that big technology companies may not face as harsh legal consequences as we thought they would. But even though this is good news for Meta, it still didn't lift the technology stocks today because the overall market sentiment was far too negative. Excuse me. Now, let's go deeper into Google Gemini 3 announcement, because that's another major event that got overlooked because y'all scary as hell. You know what I'm saying? Y'all ain't even pay no attention. Google is releasing Gemini 3, not just the software update. This is a leap forward, y'all. This is a leap forward in AI. I know ChatGPT tired of y'all. I'm gonna let y'all know right now. ChatGPT is tired of y'all. And y'all is stressing the fuck out of ChatGPT with y'all prompts. HBAR is involved in those chips too, says Michael King. Okay, Mike, we're gonna check them out. The bubble is a nothing burger. AI is here to stay. It's a race for the hyperscalers. I like that, Abe. Am I saying your name right, Abe? Is it Abe or is it Abigail? I don't know how they had to say that. So, but either way it go, I agree with you. The bubble is a nothing burger, or nothing. I said nothing burger. Beppenberg looking at. It's a nothing burger, you said. Basically, AI is not in a bubble. It is valuable, and it is here to stay. I agree with that wholeheartedly. It's all I talk about in a lot of my lives. I agree. I agree. This is a leap forward in AI. The Google Gemini, they update the intelligence of it, the processing, the coding, and the reasoning. It moves the AI race forward. This shit's gonna propel it forward, slingshot it forward. It's gonna push competition higher. It's gonna put pressure on Microsoft. It's gonna put pressure on OpenAI. It's gonna put pressure on Amazon and Meta. Gemini 3, if y'all ain't seen some of them fucking prompts, bro. Sis, you ain't seen how Gemini 3 work. It's gonna improve the entire AI ecosystem. But again, nobody cared. The market ignored this long-term win. But once again, that lead me to the same. We go right back to NVDA. NVIDIA earnings today. They got earnings coming out today. It's the backbone of the entire AI movement. Companies like Google, Microsoft, Amazon, Tesla, Meta, they all depend on NVIDIA chips to run their AI system. So when NVIDIA report earnings, it's not just the company announcing how much money they're making. This is the entire AI sector being graded. You understand? Put a W in the chat if you get what I'm saying. It ain't enough comments. I don't see y'all chopping it up enough for me. I'm going to pause for a second and answer any questions. What's up? Y'all got any questions? Also, put a W in the chat if you understand. Delight, I'm glad you get it. User 5435887485651. Change your damn name. But I'm glad you get it too. If NVIDIA beat expectations today and raises guidance, we're going to breathe again. Okay? Possibly. But if they disappoint even slightly, even a tiny amount, we're going to panic because they've been carrying the weight of the AI boom on their shoulders. That's why the next 24 to 48 hours are so important, y'all. Tonight, tomorrow, or later on today, tomorrow, and the day after that is going to represent a turning point. We're going to find out whether the AI pullback is just, if this is this a pause? Are we about to go back up higher? Or are we about to go down like we did earlier in the year during the spring dip? Right? Now I'm trying to explain, there that word, try again. I'm explaining why all this matters to you as a new investor or a beginner trader, because this is where most people get lost at. Everything we talked about so far, the market drop, the Fed share uncertainty, the AI chip exports, the Meta ruling, right? About them getting WhatsApp, the Google AI upgrade, and NVIDIA earnings, all this shit tying to one thing. The stock market is not about today. It's about tomorrow. The market is constantly trying to predict the future. That's all we want to do is predict the future. Y'all understand? When the future look bright, the stocks rise. When the future becomes uncertain, the stocks fall. Today was a day of uncertainty. It was not a disaster. It wasn't a collapse. It was just uncertainty. Uncertainty make us panic. But professionals, we prepare. I'm calling y'all professionals because y'all gonna start preparing. Proper preparation prevents poor performance. If you fail to plan, then you plan to fail. It is simple. This is where your mindset gonna determine your success. This is where your mind game is going to determine today, Junior, your success. Don't follow the crowd, y'all. Don't follow the crowd. Don't just follow what everybody else doing. Don't react emotionally. Don't trade based on fear. Thank you, Dr. Grace. I appreciate that, the acknowledgement. Your job is to learn how all this stuff fit together. So when the market react, you know exactly why. You know exactly how to move. You like, okay, I know what's going on. I know what this is. You like, real talk. I'm not just a genius. I studied this shit. We're going to continue building out all of this step by step so even you can understand why the market really work like this. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna let this. I I want you to really let everything settle in your mind, because we're not doing what we doing right now. You know what I'm saying? We're not doing the normal. We're not doing what I normally do, but we building a full picture of how the financial world works. A lot of people try to enter the stock market without ever having somebody slow down, look them in the eye, and explain how all the moving pieces fit together. Take their hand, walk them through it. But I'm doing that for you, because once you understand the deeper connections, you will never look at the markets the same way again. Right? So let's keep going. The most important thing for you to understand is that markets do not drop because of one event, one headline, one rumor, or one earnings report. Markets drop when multiple sources of uncertainty stack on top of each other until the weight becomes heavy enough that investors start backing away, like we did yesterday. That's what happened yesterday, y'all. Think about what we already broke down. Think about it. We had uncertainty about the future growth of AI. We have been driving that shit been driving most of the market's gains this year. We had uncertainty about cryptocurrency as Bitcoin fell below 90K. That made us nervous about that, right? We had nervousness about this Saudi Arabia shit. Nervousness about Gemini 3 and how it's going to affect competition. Somebody says, unless it's crypto, are you bullish on Tesla? I don't know why you asked me that. I think Tesla got too much competition out here, but yes, I do. I'm a fan of Tesla. Okay, I'm a fan on Tesla, so it would only make sense for me to tell you I'm bullish on it. But I wouldn't touch that stock with a 10-foot pole. I wouldn't touch that stock with a 10-foot pole. Too much volatility, and yeah, no, I'm not. I don't fuck with it. No, it's this. What I'm still licking my wounds. Right. I might change my name. I said change my name. I might change my opinion in the future, but I'm still licking my wounds from when that stock fell over Trump and him arguing in the past when they was about to hit 400 in the past. But him and dude start arguing and it dropped the price. Y'all remember that? Yeah. But yeah, that's a lot for any market to carry in a single day, what we just dealt with. All this uncertainty. And I know it's overwhelming for a lot of y'all because it seems like everything is happening at once, right? But once you understand that the stock market is basically like a heartbeat, this is a living organism that is reacting to new information. You're going to start to understand that days like yesterday was not random. It's simply the market getting ready. It's adjusting itself in real time to do something. We're going to zoom out even deeper because that's another level to this that a lot of y'all was never taught. Every decision that you make as an investor, right? Every decision that an investor makes is based on one simple question. What does this mean for the future? Right, and his car has been catching fire. Insurance companies don't want to cover them. Yeah, so I don't mess with the stock. Not see how we talking about that right there is what I mean, Keisha. Like how we talking about how his car has been catching fire and insurance companies don't want to cover them. What does that mean for the future? Right? Not what happened today, not what happened yesterday, but what the information means moving forward. So yesterday, the market said, I'm not sure what the future look like right now. And when the market feel unsure, it pauses. It slows down. It sells off. It goes on defense. That's what y'all saw. I already told y'all NVDA is the heartbeat of the AI revolution. So you could think of it this way with them earnings coming out. We got all this shit that NVIDIA need. Google Gemini 3, Microsoft Copilot, OpenAI, that's ChatGPT, they models needed. Tesla self-driving car needed. Amazon machine needed. Meta needed. All that shit need NVIDIA. Not once, it needs NVIDIA. Y'all understand what I'm saying, man. I don't think nobody really get this shit. And it's under $200 too. It's still under $200. This makes NVIDIA the most important company in the world right now for the AI economy. Microsoft left a small gap yesterday. It's going to come back to fill. Currently back, moving up. How do I buy the dip? Well, when it goes down, you buy some. Every time it goes down, you buy some. That's what it's called, buying the dip. And really, when it's up, you still should be buying. You just don't buy as much as you do when it's down. Dollar cost averaging consistently every week. I don't care if it's only $5. This is not financial advice. This is for educational purposes only. I am teaching you. Thanks. I will tune in. Glad I found you. Your conversation is on point. See you soon. Thank you. I appreciate that. Hit the follow button and hit the notification bell with it so that you don't miss another live stream. Did you make that AI picture? Yes, I did. Medium wave. I'm the king of these prompts. Inbox me if y'all need help with that as well. All right. But yeah, this is right. This is the bee's knees when it comes to AI. So when they report earnings, the market is not just looking to see if the company made money. We want to see if the AI boom still got fuel. On any brokerage platform like Robinhood, Thinkorswim, which is like Charles Schwab, Fidelity, Webull, E-Trade, Moo. There's so many different places you can open up a brokerage account and get some. But if you would like to start a retirement account or a Roth and open up a Roth, inbox me and I'll help you out. I'll help you out. Inbox me. Just give me your name and your number and the best time to call you, and I'll reach out to you later on today. All right. So if NVDA business, if they say that their business is strong, the whole market is going to breathe a sigh of relief. If they say that demand is slowing, we're going to panic. Yes, you can, AMG. I just told you to inbox me your name and your number and the best time to call you. I was serious. Iron, I'm going to ask you a question. Why do you think we held that level yesterday? Not necessarily held. I mean, we kind of dropped to that level that we came to, but why didn't we go down? We did kind of go down. I mean, and I'll get to that in the second medium wave because I get where you're going, but we did kind of go down, my friend. But why? But me and you both know that it could have went down way more than that. But I'm telling you, it was because of uncertainty. But we just saw how much uncertainty, and we all know that NVIDIA got earnings coming out tomorrow. That's why y'all feel so much tension right now. That's why so many stocks failed yesterday. But that's also why I held that level. People are worried about what NVIDIA might say, even though don't nobody know yet. Fear of the unknown is more powerful than fear of the bad. That's why I keep telling everybody who new to this, never trade based on emotions. Emotions gonna bankrupt your ass. Knowledge will save you, but those who don't have it will perish for a lack of it. Understanding these dynamics is going to guide you. That's why I slow everything down and I break every piece apart for you. I do this shit for you. Yes, you, the one who about to press follow, and the one who already pressed follow, the one who liking the screen right now for me, right? Should we be studying economics? Yes, and financial literacy, Keisha Keys. I think everyone at some point should say, you know what? They didn't teach us this in school. Whether you're going to college for it or not, you should definitely study financial literacy. Outside of just how to trade, how to, be an investor. Be an investor. I know you already is, Keish, but you know what I'm saying. You get the gist. You get the gist. Yeah, that I just want y'all to be prepared, man. I just trying to make sure y'all prepared. Understanding this shit is gonna help you. It's gonna help you. Once you understand how this move the market, you're gonna stop feeling overwhelmed. Do y'all know how leadership work in the stock market? How many hard lessons did you learn with losses with money? Good questions. You know what? I think that my hard lessons, I'm gonna knock on wood, I haven't taken any that will really break me medium wave. But in the beginning, I did take a trade in futures. I lost about $700 at one time, and that was all I needed to never do that again. I don't play that shit. But overall, in my entire trading career, I still can say I haven't lost over $3,000, not in one trade or not in all, not in totality. I'm still under 3K when it comes to losses overall in general. And that's within a 3-year time frame. Yeah. I mean, that's because I use a stop loss and I don't like losing money. I don't like losing money. Do y'all like losing money? Hey, put a W in the chat if you don't like losing money either. And you better not put a W in the chat and you don't like losing money, but your ass be trading without a stop loss. Oh, we gotta stop that, baby. Can you help me learn trading? Says Chino. Inbox me your name and your number and the best time to call you. I would love to reach out to you and we can go over that. Figure out how we can build you a solid financial foundation. Yeah. Leadership. We ain't talking about the president. I ain't talking about Fed right now or CEOs. I'm talking about sectors, groups of companies that pull the market higher or drag it lower. NVDA is a leader. What time frames do you enjoy trading the most? Says Kai. I like swing trading, so I'm using a 4-hour time frame for the most part. But if I'm scalping or day trading, I'm using 1 minute, 5 minute for entries, 15 minute, 30 minute, 4 hour for finding opportunities, finding the overall trend. I also use top down analysis, meaning I'm gonna start from a bigger point of view. I might zoom all the way out and work my way down into a smaller time frame, Kai. Right. So I might start with the 1 month, right? Depending on how far out I'm trying to go with the contract, or if I'm long-term trading or short-term, whether I'm in short-term investing, like I'm expecting to get in and get out like within the next month. Of, let's say I saw a stock that was $10 and for whatever reason, within a week later, that stock shot up to $30 and then it dropped back down. Then it shot up to $32. Then it dropped back down to 10. So now that it's at 10, I'm paying attention to the fact that it only took a week the last time that it shot up from 10 to 30 for it to go from 10 to 30. So I can make an educated prediction to say that it wouldn't take too long for it to get to 30 and that it's possible that it can go to 30 again. I'll give myself time in that trade, right? Now, I can give myself a week. That's crazy, though. That's gambling. I can give myself 2 weeks. That's still a little too close to me. But if I say a month out and I think it's going to happen in a week, cha-ching. My favorite indicators on the 4-hour time frame is the EMAs. I also like using volume profile. I'll actually go over that in a second. I'll give you a complete crash course if you stay to the end of the show. I know it's 4:30, so I'm gonna try to wrap this up. It's 4:30 where I'm at. Where are y'all listening to me from? Actually, let me know what city and state are you listening in from. I love to see where my listeners. It just it's interesting. I like sometimes people be listening from weird corners of the country. We got Mississippi in the building, VA in the building, Cali in the building. What's up? Shout out to Cali. Chicago, what's happening? 4:30, but keep going, cuz I just woke up for work. I got you, Mazman. I ain't done yet. I got a little bit more to cover. Quite a bit, but I'm a smush it because we still gotta we still gotta go to sleep over here. I ain't been to sleep yet, and I'm only gonna get about 3-4 hours. 3:30 where I am, says Kai. I know that's right. Anybody else want to tell me what city and state they listening in from? Feel free to let me know. I'm asking for a reason. When I do a live seminar in your city, please feel free to come on out. If you a follower, I might give you a discount. Okay, nobody else want to tell me? 3 hours till market open. That's right, medium wave. Not necessarily 3 hours. In 3 hours, it'll be 7:32, pal. We got about 5 hours. Yeah, right now, technology is the leader, y'all. AI is the leader within technology. That means when technology falls, the whole market gonna feel it. When AI falls, technology feels it. When the video falls, AI feels it. Everything is connected. So when we saw NVIDIA, super microcomputer, AMD, and Broadcom, all of y'all been glazing Broadcom. Now, any other AI-related companies get hit yesterday, that wasn't just a small issue. It affected the entire structure of the market. It's like shaking the foundation of a building. Everything above it gonna feel the vibration, right? Arkansas in the building. So the equal weight indexes, the falling yesterday, that was another sign that the selling expanded. Usually, let me put this out. Usually when big tech drops, right, other sectors rise. But today, I keep saying today, it's yesterday, right? Yesterday, a lot of sectors dropped on Tuesday because today is Wednesday. It's a new day. That was a sign that caution is spreading across the market, even in crypto. Google held strong, yeah. I mean, it wasn't a crash, y'all. A pullback is not the same as a crash. A pullback is a natural part of market behavior. Y'all got to remember that. I need y'all to understand that a pullback is a natural part of market behavior. That's right, Kai. It's just correction. But a lot of people freak out over a little correction. Just a little correction. Nothing serious. It was a pullback, too. It wasn't even really a correction. But yes, a correction is not a crash. Papa Todd, you should like the pullbacks. Papa Todd, let everybody know in the comment section why you love pullbacks. Can you please explain why you love pullbacks? A pullback is natural. The market cannot go straight up forever, ladies and gentlemen. It needs to breathe. It needs to reset. It needs to shake out the paper hands. Papa, a perma bear. I don't know what the hell a perma bear mean, but I'll be honest, I got smoked in some 0 DTEs yesterday, said medium waves. At least you honest, brother. I admire the honesty. You can rinse and repeat your plays with pullbacks. That's correct. That's correct. But yeah, this shit gotta breathe. The people who panic during a pullback, they are always the ones who end up regretting it. Yes, they do. Yes, they do. What's some of the shit y'all seen people do during a pullback? Panic in the panic mode. They be selling low as hell. They sell low. They buy high. When the price go up, they buying it. Then when the price go down, they selling it. They repeat that cycle over and over until they drained emotionally and financially. I don't want that for y'all. I do not want that for you. When you understand why the pullback is happening, like we explaining right now, you stay calm, you stay patient, you stay focused. NBIS says Phantom Capital. What about it? What about it? But yeah, you don't chase. You don't overtrade. You don't panic. You wait for the market to stabilize. Then you strike when the setup is clean. That's what real traders do. And that's what I expect you to do. That's what I want to teach you. Now, we're going to shift back to Bitcoin briefly because it also plays a role in yesterday's story. Phantom Capital says it's a generational buying opportunity. Everybody in BIS is a call out from Phantom Capital in the comment section. He says NBIS is a generational buying opportunity. Thank you. I appreciate that, Phantom Capital. It's iron worth trading here where iron sharpens iron. Sometimes people will come in the comment section, y'all, and they'll blurt some shit out. Sometimes it's bullshit, but sometimes it's not. Yeah, I'll never forget a guy came in here and told me to get Krispy Kreme. I was like laughing at him and shit, bro. Why the fuck the next day that stock went up like a lot? I could have made a good amount of money, but I underestimated someone in the comment section and I'll never do that again. Yeah, some of the shit y'all come in here and say, I appreciate it. You know, a lot of y'all come in here and help you engage. Yeah, y'all the MVPs. I'm really thankful for you. I'm thankful you a part of the community. I have $100,000 invested into it personally and $400,000 into SoFi. I put my money where my mouth is, says Phantom Capital. Yeah, Phantom, you about to have every 304 in a 40-mile district in your inbox because you just told them how much money you got and shit. Phantom said, that ain't how much money I got, bro. That's in my investment account. But no, for real, though, hear me out, though. Hear me out. It's a lot that goes into that SoFi. Listen, that SoFi, hey, I definitely know he know what he talking about on that one. What is it? What does SoFi stand for? I know the Fi is financial. Is it something to do with crypto, right? What does SoFi stand for, Phantom Capital? I know the FI is financial. It's a banking system, and they supposed to be wrapping everything to do with financial. It is in the financial sector. I know that. But and so far, we're going to look back at that and be like, damn, I wish I had got more of that. That's one of those type of stocks. Don't get me ranting about, SoFi. We talking about the king of AI right now. That's what we talking about. The king of AI. Social finance. That's what it is. Social finance. SoFi Technology. It's an absolutely great stock. This is not financial advice. I'm super bullish on SoFi. But yeah, we know that Bitcoin dipping, right? Bitcoin wasn't a specific Bitcoin problem. It was a part of the entire risk off environment that we saw Tuesday. What does that mean for the future? The next 48 hours is a test, y'all. It's a turning point. I just told y'all that if the earnings come in strong, that shit gonna change. Demand for AI is already explosive, but we gonna likely bounce. Confidence gonna come back in. Either way, don't panic. You're gonna prepare. That's exactly what I'm telling y'all, to prepare your mind. We preparing your understanding. Prepare your expectations so that when the market move, you won't be confused. Your audio keeps cutting out. I don't know if it's just me though. I'm sorry if it is, y'all. I'm in the middle of nowhere. Is anybody else having this problem with my voice cutting in and out? If you can hear me loud and clear, say, clear. I apologize. I'm in the video leaps. Hopefully the market reacts positively. Well, if you in the leap, Kai, you have absolutely nothing to worry about. Me too. Wow, I wonder why it's cutting in and out. Yeah, it cuts in and out. I thought it was my Wi-Fi. No, it's not y'all Wi-Fi. I'm in the cornfield. Yeah, it does, but it's okay. Yeah, I'm in the middle of a cornfield. Yes, it's cutting. Damn. It's not okay, y'all. Yeah, that's not okay. Hold on. Let's see if we can do something about this. Let's see if we can leave the office. But yeah, either way, y'all better not be out there panicking and shit. Y'all better not be out there panicking. Don't be frightened. You won't be lost. You're going to know exactly what you're looking at. If y'all pay attention, you're going to know why the market moved. You're going to know where you stand in the bigger picture. You're going to know when to act and when to hold back. This is how you grow from somebody who watched the market to somebody who understands it. This is how you grow from a beginner to a confident investor. And we are nowhere near done, right? We are nowhere near done. We are nowhere near done. Right now, everybody tense as hell in the market. We cautious. We testing the limits. They testing our limits, really, of confidence. So y'all saw it, how all them stocks fell. But where patience come in at, I want to be very clear about this. Patience is not passive. Patience is active preparation. Patience is awareness. Patience is positioning yourself to respond intelligently when clarity finally emerges. That's what's about to happen. So what does that mean for you? I'm talking to the people who just starting to trade or invest. It means that yesterday was not a day to buy aggressively. It was a day. It was a day to pay attention. It was not a day to sell out of panic. It's a day to observe, to understand. It's a day to ask questions like, what's still leading? What sectors are leading? What sectors are following? Where's the real strength? AI bubble is about to pop, says a deal. Christian says NVDA about to drop. I also see iron sharpening iron, asking about expiration dates in here. Y'all looking out for each other. I'm absolutely loving it. That's why I love this community. Y'all, I love it. Y'all the best. So yeah, what does this all mean for y'all? Right? Especially my newcomers, right? It means that you need to pay attention, man. Everybody keep talking about this bubble, but right now technology is the leader. AI is the leader within tech. We keep telling y'all that whenever this fall, but the defense sector remain, it's a signal that the pullback is isolated, it's not systematic. Now we're going to focus on the psychology side of it. Noise is everything that excites your emotions but doesn't matter in the long term. I repeat, noise is everything that excites your emotions but doesn't matter in the long term. As a beginner, it is easy to feel overwhelmed. You see headlines about AI. You hear random dudes on TikTok with deep ass voices talking about all this shit. You hear Fed politics. You hear people talking about crypto. All the crypto bros won't shut the fuck up about XRP or whatnot, right? Your earnings and international trade. It all feel like a storm coming at you at once when you start doing this shit. But the key is to separate the noise from the signal. Because noise is everything that excites your emotions, but doesn't matter in the long term. Like a single tweet or a passing headline, some shit on the news, right? Or Bitcoin short term going up and down as, right? Signal is the underlying force that truly moves the market. Like when the earnings come out and we get a trend from that, or when the feds talk about it and we get a trend from that. Most beginners, they chase noise and they ignore the signal. That's why they get frustrated. That's why they get frustrated. I'm not laughing at you. I'm laughing with you. I'm laughing at you. For real, don't get frustrated. Don't get frustrated. Your emotions don't matter in the long run. They don't. They lose money and then they feel like trading is impossible. But if you focus on signal, you can begin to predict market behavior. You can manage your risk and you can make intelligent decisions. Love beyond desire. What's happening? I'm glad you joined. Appreciate you for coming through. But yeah, I just want y'all to start get your emotions out of, you know what I'm saying? Get your emotions out of it. Put that shit in your pocket. Put that shit in your pocket. How do we turn yesterday's chaos into a learning opportunity? So first thing we do is observe. We watch how NVDA trade in the after hours. We watch how Bitcoin react overnight. We watch how gold and the dollar behave. Every move gonna give us information. Every pattern gonna tell a story. I ain't telling y'all to stay up all night and nerd the fuck out like me and shit. I'm just saying you want to mentally prepare. And today and tomorrow is critical. The video will report, and yeah, what's finna happen is gonna set the market's next direction. You cannot control that, but you can prepare for it. Preparation means knowing what to watch, understanding what's normal, planning how you will react to each scenario. And then the last thing that we got control over is our behavior. Some of y'all hold y'all damn breath when you get in a trade. Breathe. Breathe. 1 into the 2, 3 into the 4. Then you gotta breathe. Oh, your ass better breathe. No, for real. If y'all hear me out, if y'all do this, because this is where beginners struggle the most. They see red numbers, red candlesticks, and then they panic. And they act emotional. Y'all ain't gonna do that. Y'all gonna take it slow, right? Slow, deliberate steps. That means I'm being very careful on what I'm doing. I'm not just pressing buttons. I'm being very careful with the buttons I press. I'm not going to accidentally get out this trade. I'm not going to accidentally get in this trade. I'm not going to accidentally set the, do a market order when I meant to do a limit order. I'm not going to accidentally do a limit order when I meant to do a market order. Now my order didn't get filled. Your every step that you do is going to be deliberate, and you're going to over trade if you don't avoid over trading. You will respect risk. You will protect the bag. You will protect your capital, because at the end of the day, protecting your money is more important than chasing excitement. Do y'all agree? Do y'all agree? I'm asking a serious question. I'm not just saying this shit like I'm some live stream host saying, do you agree? No, I want to know if you agree or not. Is it hard for y'all to tell me if y'all agree or not? I don't want yes men and yes women. I want y'all to keep it. Some people like, bro, what do we agree on? What are you even talking about? Are you listening? 100% important than the hype. That's right. All right, good. Just making sure I wasn't tripping. Just making sure. Just making sure. Now, we talked about distribution days earlier. Those days when the stocks fall on a lot of volume. And we added to that stack yesterday. And now we know that big institutions are adjusting their positions. A lot of people closing out of this and closing out of that. I ain't gonna talk about it, but they shifting risk. What's happening, JoJo? They taking profits. They either taking profits or they hedging against uncertainty. And as a beginner, you don't need to compete with them. You just need to watch them. You need to follow the footprints that they leave behind, because those footprints are your guide to understanding market psychology. I remember we grew up in Georgia. It's a lot of trees. It's a lot of woods. When you take a shortcut, the person in the front going to run into all the spider webs. I made sure to not be the person in the front. Sometimes it's better to follow somebody who already ran into the spider webs. You understand what I'm saying? JoJo says, no sound? How? What am I doing wrong, TikTok? Watch them and jump on their coattails. That's right. What am I doing wrong, TikTok? Why you want to mute out my audio? Why do you want to stop the good people from getting this message? Why you on bullshit with me? Kai says, I hear you. I hear you loud and clear. Okay, y'all, bet. Cool. Cool. Bet. So, yeah. Those footprints are your guide to understand it. Now, this is an important concept. Market leadership is going to determine opportunity. Right now, AI leads. I told y'all that. Right? I told you technology is leading this shit. So when those sectors start to look shaky and shit, the other sectors going to become, they going to often be the focus. Everybody going to move their money to other places whenever this shit start to get shaky. Rotation simply means money is moving from one area of the market to another. So if technology pulls back, defensive sectors might attract buyers. That's why I always tell y'all, don't be all invested in one sector either. You got to diversify your portfolio, you know. If AI slows, semiconductors might adjust. Energy might move depending on oil prices. Financials might move depending on interest rate expectations. Understanding rotation going to help you see where the money is moving. It's going to give you insight into potential opportunities, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to talk about global influence. That Saudi Arabia shit I just told you, how they purchasing AI chips from America. This shit is a big deal. It's not because you or I gon' profit from it right away, but it's because it reflects long-term global demand. Long-term global demand for AI. That's a signal for the next few years. I just told y'all about signals and how to, and the power of execution. AI is expanding globally. Companies like NVDA and AMD, they gonna likely see ongoing demand, right? People gonna keep on needing them, and that international relationships influence the flow of technology. As long as people from overseas buying this shit, for a beginner, you understanding this is going to help you see that the markets that we trading in is not just local, they are global, they are interconnected. Interconnected. And I always go back to the mindset again, because that's the invisible factor, that's going to determine your success. The market is going to shake you every now and then. You know what I'm saying? These headlines, they going to confuse you. The chart's going to frustrate you. The fear going to tempt you to react impulsively. But the truth is the market rewards people who react, or who are calm and prepared. Disciplined thinking, not panic and emotion. If you can internalize, right? If you can, right, understand that today's sell-off, or yesterday's sell-off, I ain't going to say today, let's knock on wood. Yesterday's sell-off, if you can get that what happened yesterday was normal, NVIDIA earnings are going to give us clarity. Bitcoin going up and down. That's a signal that people flipping out, right? And AI growth is pretty much still going to keep going up. You already taking the first steps towards thinking like a professional once you start to digest that. I want y'all to repeat this to yourself, right? Say it with me. I observe, I analyze, I prepare, I control my behavior, I focus on signal, not noise. I am a student of the market, not a victim of it. Start telling yourself that. Say, I'm a profitable trader. Look yourself in the mirror like that dude off Cool Runnings. Say, I see pride, I see power. That movie in a long time. Who seen Cool Runnings? That was my movie growing up. And Remember the Titans. But no, I'm serious. You gotta speak light into yourself. You gotta speak light into yourself. When you repeat that mindset daily, you will start to see opportunities where beginners see chaos. You will start to act with confidence where others panic. You're going to begin to understand the invisible forces that move the market. And for me, I don't know about y'all, that type of knowledge for me is far more valuable than any single trade that you can make. Real talk. Real talk. Yeah. All right. Let's see something real quick. Let's pull up SPY real quick. Can anybody tell me what pattern they see? This is the S&P 500. This is an ETF that tracks the 500 best performing companies in the United States. This is like a radar, or not even a radar. This is a meter of all the stocks in the stock market. You can pretty much see how the whole market doing by looking at SPY. Right now we down over $20 from recent highs. Okay. What chart pattern do you see? Can anybody tell me in the comment section, what pattern do you see? What pattern is this? Let me know. Tell me the pattern or put a W in the chat if you would like to know what chart pattern this is and how do you trade it? What statistically, historically happens after this pattern pops up on the chart? Someone said this is a falling wedge. Delight 1913. You cold. A Delight 1913. Yeah. That's the name of it. It's a falling wedge, ladies and gentlemen. It is a falling wedge. What is a falling wedge pattern? What does it mean? Let me show you another one real quick. It's falling wedge. That's what it is. It's a falling wedge. It's in a falling wedge. What happens after the falling wedge? Duce says shorted. Love Beyond Desire says bearish breakout. Nope. Not quite, you guys. Not quite. Not quite. Now, this isn't guaranteed. This is just what happens whenever you see this pattern. The symbol solo is the ETF is called SPY or SPX. It's the S&P 500. All right. So a falling wedge has a down sloping resistance line. Let me see. You can go back to the chart. All right. A falling wedge has a down sloping resistance line. And that's my upper purple line. That's the purple line at the top. It has a down sloping support line. That's the lower purple line. Those two lines converge. They get closer together, right? And then the price keeps making lower highs and lower lows. But the lows get less aggressive. They are losing momentum. And then the volume tends to drop during the pattern. So you got all these classic signs. This is statistically a bullish reversal pattern. What do I mean by that? I mean that usually when you see this pattern, statistically speaking, the price reverses and goes back up, especially when the RSI is oversold. And right now, the RSI is at 30, which means it's oversold. Kai says the buyers start stepping. It bounces off the support line when converging to the upside reversal, says Papa Todd. Yes. So why is this a falling wedge? What confirms it? The lower highs. You see the price dropping from 685 to 680, 675, 670, 665. Each bounce, each time it got high, each time it bounced up, it fell lower. Then you got the lower lows. You see the candles wicking down towards 660, 658, 656, 655. Support line is flattening. The lower trend line is starting to flatten, which means the sellers are losing strength. And then you got the resistance line. It's steep. The top trend line is much steeper. That is a sign that the buyers are getting ready to take back control. I'm looking at price action. This is price action. We're looking at price structure right now. That's what you're learning. The top trend line is steep. The lower trend line is starting to flatten. What does that mean? I told you that means that the seller's losing strength and the buyer's getting ready to take back control. Now, the RSI at the bottom, this is an indicator. RSI stands for Relative Strength Index. It is an indicator to show you when a stock is oversold or overbought. You see, RSI is sitting right around the 30 level. Historically, a bounce area. Historically, meaning that usually throughout history, this has been a level that the stocks or ETFs like to bounce up from. Volume spike here at the bottom. You see a high green volume candle near the 655 area. That's also a sign of dip buying the dip. Now, what do we expect from a falling wedge? Put a W in the chat. We already know, y'all. We winners. Put a W in the chat. I need y'all to engage. Why we sitting at 3.9 likes, y'all? That's crazy work. Crazy work. I don't feel the love. Got to go. I'm in a position that needs attention. All right, Papa Todd. You better than me, Papa Todd, because I just would have got the hell on. I wouldn't even have said nothing. I wouldn't even have said nothing. I appreciate the common courtesy for letting me know you was gone, Papa Todd. Handle your business, man. And handle your business. Handle your business, lad. Thank you for liking the live, love. Thank you. All right. I don't want you to break a nail though. You ain't got to do it that much. You ain't got to do it that much. You don't matter. It's 5 a.m. anyways. All right. So yeah, what do we expect? What do we expect based on decades of back-tested chart pattern behavior? For those that be like, oh, we still trading chart patterns in 2025? Yeah. I can't stand when they come in my live asking that dumbass question. Yeah. This is based on years of back-tested behavior. A falling wedge equals 68 to 74% probability of a bullish breakout. I repeat, we got like a 60 to 70% chance of a bullish breakout. Now, this is based on this guy named Bogowski's chart pattern and statistical data. You can go look this shit up yourself. Now, breakout usually happens when the price hits the apex. That's the price. That's the point where the two purple lines meet. Pretty much right where we at. This is going to be a big day. Now, our first target is going to be where the wedge started to break down, 675, 680. The second target, the previous major high, around 685. Now, I'm going to pretty much trade this exact setup like I'm looking at the exhaustion. I got the RSI at 30. It's oversold. The price is hugging the wedge. That's support. It's just getting compressed. Buyers stepping in. We got low volume on the way down. So we got weak ass selling. The sellers are running out of gas. I'm looking at the candlesticks to determine this. I'm gonna look at the breakout trigger too. I'm waiting for the breakout signal. I'm looking for a 30-minute or 1 hour, hell, even a 4-hour candlestick closing above the upper purple trend line. All right. I want to see that this shit is really in an uptrend. I want to see it break out. This is called a breakout trigger. When that happens, we got algorithms, we got day traders and swing traders all hitting buy at the same damn time. In my future voice. No, for real, they all hitting buy at the same time. Now we usually gonna let me see real quick. Let me pull this up. There we go. Yep. Now these are real bullish wedge targets right here. You know what I'm saying? Target one, we're gonna try to hit 670 on spot. That's where I'm gonna go back to the chart. 675. I got multiple targets on the way up. That means I'm gonna sell here, sell here, sell here. I might get 3 contracts, sell one here, sell one here, sell one here. I might get 6, sell 3 here, sell 2 here. You know what I'm saying? But if you get one contract, you can only take profit one time. Make sense? One contract equals I can only take profit one time. I can only press sell on a bit one time. Under the wedge support is where let me go back. Now, under the wedge support, which is the bottom trend line, I'm going to put my stop loss there. Right? Slightly below that wick, the low of 655, slightly below that 655 wick. I'm willing to risk that much to make the 675, 680, 685. You understand? I hope this shit making sense to y'all. If not, inbox me and we're going to make it make sense later on today. If it do make sense, follow me and hit the notification bell. That's all I ask for. That's all I ask you for. If y'all getting all of this for free, just imagine what my clients get, right? The ones who actually support me. Yeah, so if the price breaks, this wedge is invalid. If the price breaks below this bottom trend line, the whole wedge is invalid. Literally. Like, you got to be careful. I pay attention to these things. If it breaks on the opposite way, everything that we just talked about as far as this shit going to 685 is invalidated unless they bring it down there just to get y'all scared, just to shake people out before it shoot all the way up. That happens. Remember I said that happens. Don't let it, surprise you. But what's likely going to happen though? Based on the structure, based on momentum that I'm looking at right now on this chart, the RSI and the pattern strength, there's a 70% chance that this shit is going to break upwards out that wedge. Now, you might see a green candlestick piercing the top trend line. You're going to see volume increasing. The price going to retest 670. It's going to retest 675. I don't got no crystal ball or nothing, but we're going to see tomorrow. I could be completely wrong, and this shit could dip all the way back down, even lower than 655. I doubt it. So you can look for signs that the breakout is starting when you see candles closing up over this purple trend line. If you see candles making higher highs, right? If the price goes above 662, 663, we want to see 664, 665, right? Well into 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, we know it's going to, I'm going to predict it to keep going up from there, especially because it's in the tip of this wedge. We are right at the squeeze point. This is the point where wedges break just before the lines meet. Right there. Right there. If volume grow during some green candles, if we see the price push back up above the 9 EMA and the 20 EMA, which are the squiggly lines that's going through the candlesticks. Now, how do I read this chart? As a beginner, I'm just looking at the fact that the trend is down, right? The price is sliding down inside the wedge. Momentum is weakening. I can see that the moves that are going down are getting smaller, and then it's creating a wedge. The sellers are losing pressure. The buyers are building pressure. Think of it like a spring that's being pushed down, a spring. What happens when you let the spring go? The bounce is coming. We got an oversold RSI, the relative strength index. Whenever that shit is near 30, it means the downside is limited. That means it can't keep going down too much more than that. Somebody asked me, why did I think it stopped? Right? Volume profile, the blue bars on the right-hand side, that big blue block on the right, it's called a volume node. That means it's a lot of strong interest at that level. Now, that combination, all this shit going on, it often leads to an upside reversal. You get me? Y'all with me? Does it make sense? It's a falling wedge. NVDA beats, then if somebody says NVDA, NVIDIA beats, then market squeezes, I'm with you, Bugs. Yeah, for sure. For sure, Ski JFK. I went over quite a bit tonight, but NVIDIA has definitely been the main topic, without a doubt. without a doubt. You know, now that we didn't spend a lot of time understanding how the stock market work, how to interpret earnings, and how a lot of this shit influence our trades, how to control our emotions. I gotta shift the gears for a moment because this is just as important, if not more important, than trading itself, and that's building real long-term wealth. A lot of beginners think trading or investing is the only way to get rich or the only way to get wealthy. Let's use that word, but that's not true. It's not true, y'all. Trading is one tool that you can use to get wealthy. Building true financial security is going to come from you creating a system that's going to protect your money, that's going to grow your money, and it's going to pass your wealth to your family for generations. The foundation of that system is going to start with you making sure that you have the 4 essential pillars of this shit, which is a trust, a will, life insurance, and investment accounts. If you don't got one, you need to have the other. I think you should have 3 or 4. 3 of 4, if not 4 of 4. We can start with the trust. Do y'all know what a trust is? Right? You're going to put your stocks in here. Think this shit is a game if you want to. This is not Monopoly. This is not Monopoly, but it is in the same sense. A trust is a legal tool that allows you to control how your money and assets are managed during your lifetime and how they passed on after you gone. It's going to protect your family from probate. I know y'all don't know what the fuck probate is, but you do not want to deal with it. Probate is the expensive and slow ass court process that happens right after somebody passed away without a plan. If you fail to plan, you plan to fail. A trust can also help you minimize taxes. I know you don't give a fuck about it now, but you will when they taking it out your money on. It's going to protect your assets from creditors that's trying to come take your money. It's going to ensure that the money is used exactly the way you intend. I don't know why I said money like that. I'm just making you know, you'll make sure that your money is used how you wanted it to be used. Now, for my beginners out there, I want to be very clear. Creating a trust is not as expensive as you fucking think it is. And it's not just for the super rich people. Anybody who want to protect their family, if you want to protect your business and your future, you should have one. This is a safety net that guarantees that your hard-earned money works for you and for your loved ones, no matter what happens. The next thing I'm going to tell you all about is a will. A will is your written instructions on how your assets should be distributed after your death. Y'all going to get all this money from trading, and then something happen, you pass away. Who going to get the stocks? Who do you want to give them to, and how you going to give them out? Who going to get who? What do they got to do to get them? Unlike a trust, a will goes through probate, but it's essential if you want your wishes followed legally. Otherwise, your family could argue over the shit that you worked for. Not that you worked for, that you earned, right? All of your investments, somebody end up arguing over this shit. This is how you name guardians for your children too. If you don't have a will, the state might give your kids to foster care. It's not funny, but it's true. It's not funny. I'm laughing because the state is fucked up, but it's not funny. It's also for those who want to make sure that you specify who gets specific assets. Like I said, you want to make sure that your family don't fight over this shit. And then life insurance, that's also what the Rothschilds and Rockefellers them use to get rich and wealthy. Life insurance is one of the most powerful tools for wealth building and protection and building an estate instantly. It's going to guarantee that if something happened to you, your family or business partners have financial resources to continue without disruption. Life insurance can pay off debt. It can make sure your kids got education. It can cover your mortgage, they mortgage. This shit gonna serve as a financial foundation for your business. You can trade more comfortable when you have a solid financial foundation. But this the part that most beginners, they miss. It's not just protection. It's a tool for wealth growth. It's a wealth growth tool. And if you don't have an investment account, especially you young people, And especially you older people who can't, who done got too old or may have medical conditions that's stopping them from getting insurance. Investment accounts is going to be where your money is going to grow over time. Compound interest is going to be your friend. You're going to have stocks, bonds, ETFs, mutual funds. You got retirement accounts they all allow your money to work for you. The sooner you start investing, the more time your money has to grow. And if you late to investing, you got to be aggressive. You have to be an aggressive trader. You got to start small, be consistent, and focus on growth over time, though, for the most part. The goal is not to get rich overnight, y'all. It's to build lasting wealth, longevity. It's going to give you freedom and security. But all of this shit I just named, the trust, the will, the life insurance, the investment account, it only work if you control your cash flow. That's where budgeting comes in. A budget is not restrictive. It's empowering. It allows you to track your income, prioritize your spending, and it's going to let you plan savings, which I really advise you invest more than you save, but it's going to identify opportunities for you to invest. Without a budget, your money is going to leak out unnoticed. You might as well have a hole in your fucking pocket or in your wallet or in your pocketbook, whatever you use. Without a budget, you control your money like none. But with the budget, you control your money instead of letting it control you. Somebody come here talking about XRP. I hear you. I've heard you and everybody else that come in here and say XRP for the last, for the whole year. And XRP been trading at the same damn level. But yeah. I just want to make sure y'all know that. And some of y'all don't know how to leverage your credit and your business credit. Credit is the fuel for growth if you use it the right way, correctly, right? But I'm gonna talk about that another day. I just want you to know a trust is going to protect your assets and it's going to guarantee that they go where you want it to. A will is going to ensure that your final wishes are clear and legally recognized. Life insurance is going to protect your family, build cash value for future opportunities. Investment accounts is going to make your money grow over time through compound interest. A budget is going to allow you to manage cash flow and plan for growth. Credit and business credit give you leverage to expand without overextending. You do not have to use your money. Tax write-offs help you legally minimize what you pay and maximize what you keep. This is literally financial literacy 101. They don't teach you this in school, but you just got it here at Ironworth Trading for free. All you have to do is pay attention and spend time. When you put all these pieces together, you create a wealth system. Now, I just educated you on all this information, but I also have the power to help you obtain it all. Inbox me your name and your number and the best time to call you. The algorithm showed you love today by making sure that I came across your For You page. Literally, when you put all these pieces together, you create a wealth system, one that not only grows money, but it protects it, it passes it on, and it creates opportunities for generations. Yeah, TJ, I am. I'm working on it. I'm working on going live 11 o'clock p.m., okay, instead of 3 o'clock a.m., you know? I just want y'all to know wealth is not just about making money today. It's about structuring your finances, controlling your risk, building a foundation that works for you automatically over time. Trading and investing are just one part of that system. The real power is going to come from you combining all of these tools together, right? A trust, will, life insurance, investment, budgeting, credit, tax strategy, all this shit. When you understand this, your financial decisions stop being reactive. You get off the hamster wheel, right? That you know what I'm talking about, right? You on a hamster wheel with a piece of cheese in front of you, and you work and you living paycheck from paycheck. You really tired of working. You really hate your job, right? And I'm not talking to everybody. I'm just talking to that specific person. They know who I'm talking to. Let's do something different for you to get different results, right? Some of y'all don't listen. We ain't gonna talk about it. I ain't gonna talk about it. It's too early in the morning, right? It's too early. But when y'all get this, you stop being reactive. You stop making short-term moves based on fear or excitement, and you start thinking strategically. You start planning for decades instead of planning for a couple days. You're going to start building real freedom and real wealth that can last for generations. Your kids, their kids, and then they kids, and then they kids. If they ask, don't spend all the money that you worked hard for. Because some of y'all gonna get rich as fuck and give it to your kids, but you didn't pass down this information, so they did not keep it going. They spent it. That's exactly what I want you to take away from tonight's whole session is the financial literacy aspect of it. Because understanding the market is important, but understanding how to grow and pass on wealth, your wealth is life-changing. Well, thank you for listening to the Ironworth Show. I almost said welcome to it like it's the beginning. Thank y'all for listening. I appreciate you for tuning in. Buenas noches. Good night. Hit the follow button so you don't miss another live stream. Also, hit the link in the bio and join the community. I should have said that a long time ago, but it's okay. You know, it is what it is. The 15 people that made it here. Also, I'll leave a few seconds. Do y'all got any questions? Any questions before I leave out? Any questions? Medium wave, I see you back. I'm pretty much done though. And whatever you missed, the replay will be posted on my YouTube channel. And the link to that is also in my bio. So if you caught the ass end of the show, you'll be able to see. Let's see, what time is NVDA earnings? Let's find out real quick. Let's find out when NVIDIA earnings is. Here we go. Looks like it's going to happen after the market closes. Yep. After the market closes. That's right. So you know what that means. They do that shit on purpose. Oh, that was so fucking purposely done. It's all good, though. It just creates more uncertainty. That's all. You gotta love it, though. Y'all know that, right? You gotta love it. All right, y'all. Good night. I appreciate y'all for stopping through. Did y'all learn anything? Did y'all learn anything? Anybody? Did y'all learn anything? Good night, medium wave. Doris, thank you for letting me know that. Made my day. It's all. This is what I do it for. As long as somebody learns something, then I served my purpose for the night. I'm gonna let y'all go. It's too early in the morning.